Hi everyone, welcome back. This is going to be a monthly haul. I'm bringing them back, but I'm doing them a little bit differently now. So it's been announced to us that we are not returning to the office space for the remainder of 2020. We're just going to be working from home until they announce whether or not that's going to continue into 2021. So there's not a whole lot of reason for me to be buying makeup. However, I am buying things for the at-home space that I thought that I could talk about, because I mean, my lifestyle has changed dramatically in the last 4 months, and as I've already said, buying makeup is kind of pointless for me right now, although there is one makeup purchase in this video because I just couldn't hold myself back any longer. So a lot of this is going to turn into what I bought this month, lifestyle edition, and just sort of be things that I'm buying, like clothes, candles, maybe some books, bunch of knickknacks if I happen to pick any of those up. And a few people said that this would be interesting on Instagram, so I'm gonna do this. Give me your feedback, let me know if it's interesting or not, because I realize this is a makeup channel and the makeup stuff is not going away, don't worry about that. But I don't have a lot of makeup to haul anymore, so I thought I'd switch it up to lifestyle. Anyway, that's enough preamble. Let's get actually into the haul. So I finally caved and bought something that is makeup related. It's my first purchase in about, I guess, 4 months now, maybe 5. And it's the Glam Light Cake Palette. I had seen Angie post about this in a video and the look was gorgeous, and she talked about how much she liked the quality of this, and it was super appealing to me, and I finally just caved and was like, I have to own it. So this is the cake palette. I've never tried anything by Glam Light before. It shipped from the US and I think it ended up being a little bit expensive, but honestly I have hit this point where, because I'm staying at home, I no longer care about shipping costs. I used to be so frugal in that respect, always hunting for like adding an extra $5 to my cart just to get free shipping, or buying nothing from the US if it was gonna be like 15 to 20 bucks in shipping, just because I think that's exorbitant. But I'm at that point now in isolation where I'm like, I don't care what the shipping cost is, just send it to me, I want it. That being said, I think the shipping cost was around 15 bucks for this, and I think with conversion the entire palette ended up being 80 Canadian, which is up there, but I didn't have any duties on it, which was great. So the cake palette comes with this little oven that you open like this, and then you've got your cake inside. And this is a rainbow palette, which, as many of you will know, is my favorite kind. And it comes in this absolutely ridiculous packaging. Like, this is just excessive. It is cardboard, which I'm happy about, but it opens sideways. Like, how strange is that? Anyway, this is a rainbow palette, which the colors in here are so freaking vibrant, and they're not just straight rainbow colors. Like, we're not just talking, you know, like your primary colors and all that. So we've got some gorgeous like teal turquoise shades over here. We've got this insane green over here that's just stunning. And there are a few like neutral-ish colors in here. You've got a brown, you've got this color called cinnamon that's kind of like a gold, but the rest of it is really vibrant and really loud. And I talked about this months ago in frivolous products that I wish I had purchased before going into isolation. And honestly, I just never stopped thinking about this freaking palette. And after 3 or 4 months, I was like, you know what? Buy it. Make yourself happy. Just pick up the palette. So I haven't touched it yet. I really want to dig into it, so maybe for my get ready with me next week I'll use this palette, because I am so taken with these colors. I mean, just look at how freaking pretty that is. And I hope the quality is good. I've heard only good things about this palette. Didn't really see any negative reviews, but it's not like I looked up a whole ton of them. I'm not so taken with their stuff that's like the burger palette or the taco palette, because the shades weren't really up my alley and I didn't love that particular food theme, but I am super taken with this cake themed palette. Okay, next up, candles. So back to that video where I talked about frivolous things that I wish I'd purchased before isolation. I talked about the fact that I hadn't picked up any Bath & Body Works candles in the scent Tiki Beach. And it was kind of messing recently with my nose because I was still burning a leaves candle, and it doesn't work for the summer months. It just feels so bizarre, and I kept thinking, like, is it September? Is it October? No, it's the middle of July. Like, calm down. So I snapped one day and just ordered from Bath & Body Works on their USA website, because they have no Canadian website and they have no Canadian warehouse. But I was like, I just want my freaking candles. So I paid a lot of money for these. I got 4 of the single wick Tiki Beach candles. I have 3 of them right here. There's another one actually burning in my living room right now, just because I'd had enough of leaves. It was just, nobody should be burning leaves in July, in my opinion. So I bought these and they were on sale technically at 10 bucks for one US. But when I ordered, I think did I get free shipping those? No way I got free shipping from the US. Anyway, in essence, I got 4 of these and I paid 80 Canadian. It was a lot of money. So each of these was 20 bucks, which is just, it's too much. But I'm so freaking happy to have these. I would prefer, oh, it's so good. I would prefer the 3-wick candle because that just has a bigger throw to the scent, and that's what all my little candle holders will hold. But this was the only style that they still had left in this scent, and I was like, I don't care, Shell, just pick up your scent. So I grabbed 4 of them, and let me tell you, I am so happy. I am so happy to have this scent. And if you're wondering about the scent of it, they actually have a description on the bottom, which if you're Canadian, it is so weird. The candles that we buy at Bath & Body Works here in Canada do not have a scent description on them whatsoever. I don't know what it is, but when you buy them in the US, they all have the scent profile written on the bottom. Like, what the heck is going on? Anyway, this one says warm vanilla musk, orchids, and toasted coconut. Honestly, never in a million years would I have said that this is a vanilla scent. No way, like I don't smell vanilla off of this at all. However, I smell more of like salt air, beachy, sunscreen, but not aggressively sunscreen. It's more coconutty and fresh. It's not heavy, it's quite light. Most people who have problems with scented candles, because I have a few people who come over and have to blow out like leaves because it's just too strong, have no issue with this scent. So it is much lighter than some of the Bath & Body Works ones that can be really cloying and just really disturb people's like nasal passages. So yeah, this is my summer spring scent, and I usually burn this from like April through August, but I didn't have any until now. So I've got these 4 candles, and let me tell you, I'm so happy. Okay, moving on to a book. Now, I have a problem with books, okay? I have this tendency to buy a whole ton of hardback books because that's my preference. I don't like softcover. And they sit on my shelf for a decade, 5 years, before I finally get to reading them. And it's really unfortunate because I used to be an avid reader. I would plow through a hardcover book in like in a good 500 to 1,000 page book in 3 to 4 days. But over time, I just started not reading as much, and I don't like it. I try to force myself to read a little bit more now, but I also find it's quite difficult because I find myself often reaching for my phone and wanting to check like social media or my email or check YouTube for what's going on there. So I did pick up a book in the last month, and it is, I guess it's the prequel to The Hunger Games. It's the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. It's been a hot minute since I read the Hunger Games books, and I don't think I've seen the movies since they came out in theaters. But I did like the storyline, and I wanted to read a little bit more about what happened before we hit the Hunger Games, which I'm pretty sure is how this takes place. I didn't even know that this was coming out, and then I saw somebody mention it on Twitter. Was it Brienne? Somebody mentioned it on Twitter, and I was just like, what? That's out tomorrow? Like, what are you talking about? So I picked it up. Haven't started it. It's been sitting on my shelf for about 3 or 4 weeks now. I don't know when I'm gonna get to it, but I'm hopeful that it's gonna be within the next 5 years. You know, I thought this was a prequel to the Hunger Games, but the blurb in the dust jacket is saying that they're kicking off the 10th annual Hunger Games. Okay, I don't know. I think it's before Katniss's story, but I'm not positive. Okay, on to clothing. So I'm staying at home, and the only time that I wear real clothes is to film YouTube or to go to the gym. And I've realized that I need more sweatpants in my life. I've had 2 pairs for quite a while, and the cats have slowly destroyed like the lap part of one of my pairs. That's my favorite. They're just gray because they have their front little claws, and they'll knead a little bit, and you know, they'll catch their claws and they'll pull a little bit. And I'm like, my sweatpants are starting to look pretty janky. Not that I'm going out in them, but you know, sometimes it's nice to have nice things at home when you're staying at home. So my favorite sweatpants are by H&M, and I've been buying them on there, but recently I've noticed like sweatpants are hard to come by. I guess everybody else is buying them too, and I am not keen to pay like 50 to 70 bucks for like Root sweatpants. I cannot do it. I'm not a clothes hound. I don't want to spend a lot of money on sweatpants of all things. So I've been stalking H&M's website to find the sweatpants that I like come back in stock, and honestly, they didn't really, but they sort of came back in a slightly different style, which I'm okay-ish with. So I bought a few pairs. The first pair that I've actually been wearing for a few weeks now is the style that I prefer. These are all in the size medium, in case you're wondering. This is a little bit dirty because I've been wearing it for a few days now. But it's this awful light pink blush color. And I know people really like this kind of color, but I'm not a light pink blush type of woman personally, but it was the only color that they had. So I picked them up. Oh, also with this blush color, it says love, like right here, like, ugh. But again, they were the only pair available, so I snapped them up at the time. So I like these because the waistband is fairly comfortable. I do find the sizing to be a little bit inconsistent though, because I have 3 pairs of this exact style from H&M, and this fits rather large. My gray mediums fit perfectly, and then I've got a pair of dark blue ones that are a little bit snug, and they're all in the size medium, so I really don't know what's going on there. But I just keep buying a medium because they're sweatpants, so they kind of do stretch out a little bit. So yeah, you know, like regular sweatpants. The only thing I'm not in love with this pair that has changed slightly from the previous pair that I bought is that they've changed the little like ankle opening part. It's quite, I don't even know how to describe it. It's thin basically, and it's not that snug around your ankle, so it doesn't really stay put. But what they used to have before was just a little bit of a longer trim on the end, and I preferred that because this always makes me feel like my socks are too short and my pants are not like covering my socks at all time. And more recently I've started to think that I need to start buying like dad socks, you know, that go like almost to your calf, just so that these will like cover my ankle at the same time too. This is excessive, like it's not that big of a deal, and I'm not really that large of a complaint. I'm just talking about it because it's something that I've noticed. So I've got these blush pink ones, and then finally H&M brought more out. So I was like, okay, time to snap them up, and they just showed up this morning. So I've got another gray pair in the size medium that should be the exact same as those blush ones, but let's open it up and find out. Let's see. Yeah, the ankles are the same. It's so strange to me that they changed the ankle thing on these ones, because everything else is the same. Like all of the stitching and the pockets and all that kind of stuff are all the same as my other ones. Anyway, so here is a medium gray pair, which is great. And then I was looking around on their website trying to find like more colors, because I just don't love pink. You know, gray is very typical for sweatpants. Can I just find something a little bit more interesting? And I found, they're not the exact same as the ones that I just put down, but I found 2 pairs of sweatpants that are in like a mint green and a lavender color. And I'm super into the colors, but I have to say when these first showed up, my initial thought was like, wow, you've gone and bought some like grandma toned colors, haven't you? Like, you know, like grandmas who would wear those like big bejeweled shirts back in the 90s with their like colorful sweatpants, or at least that's what I remember seeing. So these ones are a little bit different because the tie is on the inside as opposed to the outside. The funny thing is that these are called like joggers and the other ones are called sweatpants. It's like the same bloody thing. Even the ankle things are the same, except that those are massive. Holy smokes. Yeah, these are a lot bigger. There's like an extra inch on the end there. Whatever, they're just at-home clothes. They're not that big of a deal. And they're only 20 bucks each, which is great because I don't want to be spending that much on these things. So these are another pair of mediums in this kind of like mint color. And then I've got a purple pair here. So here is the purple lavender. I really like the color on them. I mean, there's not much to the shape of them, is there? They're sweatpants. But I'm just happy to have more than like 2 pairs of sweatpants, and one of them's giving up the ghost because it's got like slash marks in it. So yeah, hopefully these fit. Again, their sizing seems to be a little bit inconsistent, so fingers crossed. Yeah. So moving on to t-shirts that I've been buying to go with my sweatpants, because that's my daily outfit now. I've been wearing almost exclusively Turtle t-shirts because I like their women's style that has, it's not a cap sleeve, but it kind of ends here, as opposed to like, you know, when you get a men's short sleeve shirt and like the t-shirt thing like ends, or the sleeve ends like at my elbow. So I've been buying their women's t-shirts, but this is another one where the sizing is so freaking inconsistent. So I had two t-shirts that were in a size large that were not fitted, but not super loose, and they were just like relatively comfortable to be wearing at home. And I was like, okay, great, I'm just a women's large in that. That's what I'll buy from there on in. And I recently bought two women's larges from them, and they're enormous. They're so big that I started buying some mediums, but now the mediums are too tight. So anyway, let me show you these t-shirts. So one of the larges that I got is this avocado t-shirt. I think it's the freaking cutest thing ever. It's this little like avocado cat with his, he's holding his little belly. It's the pit. Oh, it's just so freaking sweet. So anyway, this is a size large, and I was hoping it'd be the same size as the other one that I have, but honestly, this thing is massive and it really like billows in the waist, which I'm not super keen on. And I have shrunk it in the wash. I put it on the highest heat in the dryer, and it went down a little bit in size, but not nearly enough to my liking. I'm still wearing it because like I'm at home, who cares that much? And at the same time that I put that order in, I also got, yeah, this is the ladies large, this Deadpool with rainbow, and then there's cats and unicorns on it. And I was like, this is my aesthetic, like Deadpool and rainbows and cats, like come on now. So this is another large that just ended up being way too big again. Like it billows in the waist, and I'm just like, what the heck is going on? Because my other larges are not this big. So I love this t-shirt so much that I was like, okay, get it in a size that fits properly. So I placed another order with Turtle, and I picked up a medium, which honestly I haven't really worn yet because I've still been wearing the large, and this is, I don't know, have I even washed this thing yet? I don't know if I shrunk it down yet or not. But now I have two versions of this Deadpool shirt with rainbow, one in a large, one in a medium. And then the other thing that I ordered was this, another Deadpool one shaped as a cat with a little like grenade there, which maybe is not necessarily my aesthetic, but I just thought it was cute because it's like Deadpool cat playing with a toy kind of thing. And this one's in a medium too, and I have to say that this is a little bit more snug than I was wanting. And I'm just like, I can't win with Turtle. I love their t-shirt designs. I think they're the freaking cutest things in the world, but their sizing is just so inconsistent. Like, I have sizes ranging from a small with them to a large, and none of them ever line up between order to order. Like, it's just freaking weird. So it's kind of frustrating to order from them, and I would encourage you to only buy during a sale, because most of these t-shirts can cost $25, but they'll have the price like quite often, so you can get them for $12.50, which is great because if you're shipping them up to Canada, you have to pay for shipping on top of that, and I don't think you can return them. So if the sizing is off, like, too bad, so sad, you're stuck with it. So I mean, I've got a ton of their t-shirts. Some of them fit great, some of them don't fit some great, and like I've got some smalls that are super tight that definitely do not fit. So it's one of these things, like, am I recommending it? I don't know. I love the feel of the cotton. It's some of the softest cotton that I've had for t-shirts. And if you get sizes that fit you in really cute designs, they're phenomenal. But I don't know, quality control on sizing is so bizarre. Okay, so that's it. That's my random kind of lifestyle haul for the month of July. Is this interesting? Please tell me. I have no idea if you guys actually care about random sweatpants that I'm buying or t-shirts and candles, but let me know, and I can keep doing this potentially every month. I bought a lot more this month than I had intended because I wasn't really planning on buying much stuff while I'm at home, but since they made the announcement that we're basically going to be staying here until the end of 2020, that I've been like, okay, like, nestle in, you're gonna be here for a while. So anyway, let me know, and I'm gonna let you go. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.